Everyone, it's Michelle Caruana from Play Cafe Academy, and I am so excited for today's video because if you've been following me for any length of time or if you watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that when I opened my own indoor playground in 2015, it didn't exactly go swimmingly at first. And yes, I made mistakes when I chose my location and when I signed my lease, but a big reason of why I didn't meet my revenue goals when I first opened my business was because I was mostly relying on open play to do so. And that just wasn't going to cut it way back in 2015 for my business. And it certainly isn't going to cut it for any type of indoor play facility in these post-COVID times. You cannot just rely on open play. It is much more realistic to meet your revenue goals and really thrive as a business if you're able to diversify your income and diversify your revenue streams. And that is why I am so excited for today's video because one of my Play Cafe Academy and Playmaker Society members, Thuy, she actually launched a brand new membership aimed at supporting business owners who own indoor playgrounds, really any business that offers children's classes or children's services. She launched a brand new membership to do exactly that, to help support business owners in diversifying their revenue stream so they can stop relying on open play because, again, it just isn't going to cut it. So I'm going to let her tell you all about her membership, but basically how she got through the pandemic and how so many Playmaker Society members got through the pandemic was by offering children's classes. And she learned a lot along the way. She came up with a winning formula for classes. She really worked through all the pricing, all of the execution and things like that. And her new membership is aimed at taking all of the guesswork out of offering classes in your business. And I can't wait for her to share it with you. So if you own any type of business or you're a prospective business owner that is looking to open any sort of business relating to children and families, you are going to want to hear what she has to say. So without further ado, I'm going to let her tell you all about her brand new membership.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited for this conversation. So let's start off by introducing yourself and letting everyone know who you are and what your business is.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Thuy Peterson, and I'm the owner of House of Playful Soul, and we're an indoor children's learning and development play center.
Awesome. So you've been working really hard on something the last couple of months, and you're kind of taking your brick and mortar business online a little bit. So can you tell us a little bit about the membership that you're creating for your business?
Absolutely. So the membership that I launched is called Lessons for Pals. Pals meaning play and learn school. This is a no planning and little to no prep lessons that small business owners who cater to young children and families can use as in their toolbox to offer mommy and me classes in-house. So it's easy, simple, but very engaging. And it saves business owners time, energy, and money.
Awesome. So when you talk about businesses that are catering towards families with small children and these mommy and me classes, it could be play centers. It could be really anyone looking for an easy solution for those classes, right?
Absolutely. Like I've actually seen like children's boutiques offer mommy and me classes, right? Because, these are people that come into their store looking to shop for children's clothing and accessories and toys. And, especially for like first time moms, these are some of the places that they sometimes will meet other moms. We've seen places, even like yoga, that will start to branch out and offer mommy and me classes, because moms are time constrained. So if they can't do things with their kids, they're not able to get out and do some of the things for themselves.
Awesome. And this really appeals to me as a business owner because, as you know, I come to the table with a lot of business experience, but I don't have any teaching experience. I don't have experience working at a daycare. I really have no experience hosting these classes. And that's something that I always struggled with, right? I knew that classes could be a huge supplement to my business revenue, but I just didn't know how to execute. So I absolutely love that you're solving this problem for business owners because even if I did have the experience and the know-how, I didn't have the time to kind of go through all of the planning process and the ideas. So I love that you're just solving this problem for business owners. So when you talk about the easy solutions and saving time, what exactly does your membership offer? So what are you delivering to business owners when you talk about the lesson plans and things like that?
Absolutely. So every month, our members will get a bundle. So this bundle is all inclusive. Each month has a core theme, and then each week takes that theme and turns into micro lessons. So you get an overall summary of the month. You get the daily summary and format of what the class is supposed to look like for each week. And then it includes like printouts and printables of all the songs, the materials needed to guide you through the lessons, instructions, and example pictures of all the crafts and activities that will be added on to the class as well. So it literally gives you everything. And as a bonus, we actually also provide a prep sheet. So this is almost like a cheat sheet to take you through the lesson, so that you don't have to worry and stress about remembering everything and what comes next.
I absolutely love that. And I love that it is truly a done for you solution. As a business owner, I can just access this every month. I don't have to think about what the class is going to be about, what the theme is going to be. And I love that it also puts forward a great presentation for the parents. I feel like the parents will really feel like this is well put together and organized. And that's so hard to convey, again, when you don't have this experience and when you are a super busy business owner and you just don't have the time to put all of the thought and time and attention into those little details. And I can tell the prep sheet is going to be absolutely essential for people. So I'm so glad that you provide it. So what was the inspiration for this membership? What kind of called you to put this together?
Yeah, so I opened House of Playful Soul, or Hops as we like to call it, about 2 weeks before the pandemic hit. So we were shut down for 5 months. And in those 5 months, as a mom myself, I was going through a lot of the same things that many parents were going through, like worried about all the isolation, the limited socialization for our children, what would the long-term impact be of what was going on? And, parents have always worried about their children's development, right? I don't know any parent that isn't like, oh, is my child speaking? Is my child, developing the way that they're supposed to? But the pandemic really amplified that for all of us. I know that I was not prepared to support my son with his remote school. I didn't know how to teach. I didn't know how to teach phonics, and, but a lot of us all learned along the way. And some of us, used tools that we had, but there's just a lot of information out there, right? So when I began to make plans to reopen my business, it became clear that, my business couldn't operate the way that we had originally intended, that there was a bigger need in our community, and that was servicing these young families and giving them opportunities to help with the development, socialization, and emotional needs of the children. So that's where our classes came about. It was almost like the things that I needed for my kids, I just basically built for the rest of our community. And it really worked out because we had people coming to us and flooding us with saying this is what they were looking for. This is what they needed. They were so grateful to have something for their children, especially, in a state where there was so much apprehension and anxiety about safety and trying to balance and weigh the rest of that. So I built our program myself because in a reality where you're working with limited capacity and you're dealing with so many restrictions, in order to ensure the safety of the community, I wasn't able to operate at maximum levels, which meant that I had to do a lot of things myself. So it was a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of working with other educators to figure out, what the right format was, what the right components to a class would be. And, it was very well received. Our classes sell out almost immediately. Every time I had
That's amazing. And I love that you kind of married that need that you saw in your community. And it's great when we are kind of our own ideal customer. Like you said, you knew what your community needed because you're a parent as well. And you kind of married that need that you saw in the community with what your business needed, right? Because exactly what you said, we all kind of had to pivot quite a bit during the pandemic. So not only did our community need different things, but your business also needed additional sources of revenue and different sources of revenue, right? Because we weren't operating at full capacity. So I love that you kind of married those two things together. That is exactly why your business survived during the pandemic. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm so thankful that I got to watch from, behind the scenes. I got to watch all of this kind of take place, and it was truly incredible. And I give you so much credit. A lot of business owners just kind of gave up during the pandemic and kind of said, well, we can't do things the way we used to do them, so I'm just going to, give up. And that's not to say that, that's not to discredit them or discount anything that they went through, but I loved your perseverance, and you truly did not rest until you came up with the perfect formula, the perfect classes, the perfect solution to what your community needed. So I just wanted to say that I give you so much credit, and I am so amazed by your ingenuity, and I'm so glad that all of your classes were so well received, and that it actually, again, caused your business to survive the pandemic, but also come out the other side stronger, I think. Would you agree?
I would agree. There was definitely some learning pains, and there was definitely some, adaptations that we had to make as we were going through it. But the feedback that we get from the community and from parents and even the kids, they always ask to come back. They ask when they're having class again, and we get to see their development, right? So it's pretty incredible watching, the product of what you've created. I will say though, the amount of time and energy and money that goes into planning all of that is incredible. There were definitely stressful moments where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. This is so much work. But like you said, you pushed through, right? And I think because I had all those little faces that I was thinking about, I just didn't want to let them down. This is so for most of these families, it was the only thing they had. It was the only thing that they did outside of their home. So I just could not do it for them.
Yeah. And I absolutely love that your membership is going to take that, and you're going to be able to affect so many more children and so many more families and so many more businesses. Because like you said, you did all the hard work already, right? You already planned all the classes. You already put all of the, sweat and hard work, and you've already made all of those tweaks that you mentioned. You had to adapt. You had to change things based on feedback. So the great thing is that now you're able to, again, take that and affect other businesses and help them save time and not have to go through that struggle and not have to go through those learning pains, I think you said. So I am just so happy that now all of these businesses are not only going to be able to get an additional source of revenue, but all of the families are going to love this solution. And it's one of those things where when you open a brick and mortar business, right, you think you're just going to improve your community. You think you're just serving your local community, but this is a perfect example of how you can take a brick and mortar business, take it online, add different things to it, be creative, find other ways to reach people, other ways to serve people, and really expand your impact. So I'm really excited to see what all of the different businesses that join your membership really do with these classes.
Thank you so much. I mean, I couldn't agree more. The journeys that we get taken on are kind of incredible. I never imagined that I'd own a brick and mortar children's business. And I certainly did not ever expect that I would form a membership. But to be honest, it was because I was so stressed out while I was trying to do all of the lesson planning. And I kept looking for an all-in-one solution, right? I just need one place, because there was just an abundance of resources and ideas and activities out there, and having to comb through everything, figure out what's age appropriate and how to piece it all together into a cohesive lesson was really stressful and very time consuming. And I spent many nights just searching all-in-one lesson planning, and it wasn't available, which to me was crazy. So I just don't want other business owners to go through that stress that I went through, because it shouldn't be that hard. These are things that add value to your business, but also to your community.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great point. And I love that you're kind of filling that need. And that is kind of the best way to formulate a business idea, right? Is you're searching for it yourself. You don't find the solution, so you kind of create it and you fill that need. And we know probably better than anyone that it is a definite need. And I think a lot of business owners will really appreciate what you're putting out there. So tell us how we can find more about your membership. Where can we go to check out these resources?
Absolutely. can always go to my website, lessonsforpals.com. And if you sign up for my emailer, you get a free lesson plan. So this gives you a sneak peek into the materials that you can expect if you sign up for a membership. And it's a good way to kind of step into it. It's a usable lesson. It's a real lesson. So you can use it. You can practice it. You can see if this makes sense for you. Because I remember the apprehension of like worrying about whether you could do it. I don't teach all the classes myself. I also have a team that I've trained to do it. And it's definitely possible.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to check it out. I already had a little sneak peek. And so if anyone is watching, I highly recommend going to the website. I'm going to link it in the description below this video as well if you want an easy access. But I highly recommend checking out the lesson plan. Give it a try. And I would really encourage you to just open your mind to these classes, because even though it seems like it's such a small step forward offering these classes, it can really be a huge bolster to your business revenue, as we've discussed. And it can also, again, make a huge positive impact on your community when they need it most.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to check it out. And I can't wait to see, again, what all of these businesses do with these classes. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed our conversation, and please check out the new membership that's available right now. I put all of the links below, and I love supporting a fellow Play Cafe Academy and Playmaker Society member. So if you're interested in that membership or in any of my programs, again, all the links are below. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video. Have a great day.